Hey guys, this is Thomas over here at NurseMoneyTalk.com. In this video, I have a viewer question that I'm going to answer. This one was actually a question that was asked on the YouTube channel. So this is the question. Cami asks, what are your thoughts on nursing school when you have two young children and a full-time job? I have my degree in psychology and work as a foster care social worker, but I've been thinking for 2 to 3 years about going to nursing school after I had the best labor and delivery nurse in the world. She made such an impact on me. I think she was meant to say she made such an impact on me. That's why I want to be like her. Before I get to answering that, I want to go ahead and invite you, if you're not already subscribed, to hit that subscribe button in this channel. I talk about all things nurse, nursing student, nurse life. And also, if you have any questions that you would like me to answer, then you can definitely go to nursemoneytalk.com/ask to ask your questions. Obviously, it's going to, the question is going to be public and probably your first name will be said as well. But the other thing as well, just like as a, house cleaning deal, is that this is not professional advice of any kind. Following anything that I said is obviously at your own risk. You shouldn't just blindly take what somebody says on the internet and just do it. Like with every question that I get, there's always context that's missing, and your context is gonna be different, from this person or anybody else's. And so obviously that's gonna change what you should do. So seek, somebody in your corner that knows your full details, in terms of what you should actually do. Just by looking at this question, there's a couple of points that I just want to pull out, right? First point is that she has two children. She has a full-time job. She already has a degree. Looks like in psychology, and she works as a foster care social worker, and she's been thinking about nursing for about 2 to 3 years or so. So, and she wanted to know what my thoughts on her going to school as, with two children and a full-time job. So right out of the gate, I just want to say that I honestly think that nursing is a great profession. I think now, you might say I'm a little biased towards that, and there could be some truth to me being a little biased towards that. But I do think nursing is a great profession because it gives you a lot of options in terms of the potential schedules you could do, potential areas, and pretty much you could work in just about any state. And just about probably in any city or most towns or whatever. That's just how versatile nursing is. So for a parent, whether that's for a mom, for a dad, I think nursing is an absolute great profession. For that, I'm a parent myself, and I'm a nurse. With that said, the road to becoming a nurse is not easy. It's very challenging. So the first thing I would, that's why I would make sure that for certain that nursing is what you want to do. I know that you said you've been thinking about it for 2 to 3 years, so it sounds like you're fairly certain that's what you want to do. But once again, I just kind of have to throw it out there just to make sure that nursing is what you want to do, because the road to getting a nursing degree, it's doable, but it's going to be hard. And part of the reason why it's going to be hard, especially as a parent, is you need to ask yourself, are you okay with missing some time, with your kids? And so this isn't some people might look at this statement and think like, oh, I'm trying to like discourage you. I'm trying to keep you from doing nursing. That's not what I'm doing. Be but it's like it's a harsh reality to going back to school as a non-traditional student. That is the harsh reality. It is a reality that I had to face myself when I tried to go back for my master's in nursing, which is that when you have kids, at some point you have to start making sacrifices. I mean, those kids are continuing to grow, and there's going to be a lot of those moments where you're not going to be able to be there because you have to go to work, then come back, you still have to study and do everything else, so you are going to miss some of that. It's like the same thing where, it's like there's financial trade-offs as well. And so, and there's rewards at the end of that. So it's not all like doom or gloom or anything. There's a reward at the end of that. You just have to be okay with the sacrifices that you're going to make in pursuit of that reward. So many parents do it. So many parents go through, so many students go through either as a parent. I mean, I went to school with some that were as either, as a spouse, as a parent, working full time, whatever the case may be. So many people do it. You just have to be okay with the sacrifice because it is doable for sure. Next question that I would probably throw out, or I would think about if I was your situation, is like, how good is my support system? Who's going to watch the kids? Do you have any financial support? There wasn't anything that was mentioned about either a spouse, a partner, or even how involved are the children's dad is in the picture. And so those are all the things that that you have to kind of start thinking about, is like, what does this social support look like? Do I have any? What are they going to look like? And you can go through nursing school without really a social support. That's still doable in your situation. It's just going to be harder. And then also you have to, of course, like account for that, and and make sure that you take that into an account as you're planning, because the other thing you have to plan for is like, what kind of nursing do you want to do? I don't know if it's like labor and delivery, since that's what you pointed out specifically, so, and the reason why I mentioned that is, and also I don't know, like, what state you might live in as well, because that's going to change some of this question as well, in terms of like, should you do LPN? Should you do your RN? And then with that, you're looking at, even at the RN, are you going to do your ADN? Or are you going to do your BSN? And then the reason why those are crucial is because that's going to determine, depending on your situation, what area of nursing you can work in, how much money you're going to make as well. And then the other crucial point to this is that, I don't know if you've thought about it, is like, that's also probably going to determine like what kind of prereqs you're going to need. In terms of being able to then get into those nursing programs. So you have a degree in psychology, so I would imagine you have some of the requirements, but you might not have all of it. So that's definitely something, worth probably reaching out to a nursing program of interest to you, and kind of talking to an academic advisor and seeing where you stand in terms of those prereqs. That's something you might do slowly over time to get there. Assuming, that you do have the prereqs and you do get into a nursing program. Something else that might be worth mentioning, since you do already have a degree in psychology, is that going down the accelerated BSN program might be might be something of interest. And that's just like, you rapidly go through like a program, I think in about 12 to 13 months or so. Normally I say nursing is a marathon. I don't know. To me, like an accelerated program is almost like a dead sprint. Like it's like a sprint straight down. This is your goal, and then you're just like running through. I mean, like I've known a couple of people I've known several people actually who have done through an accelerated program. It is shorter, but it's by a little bit, but it is an intense, very, very intense program for the time period that you're in it. So those are just kind of some points that might be worth maybe thinking about as you kind of grab some other information as you're making these decisions. But just to summarize, nursing is definitely doable as a parent. And or with a full-time job. It's going to be hard, but it's definitely doable. Others have done it as well, and so you just kind of have to then figure out all the pieces to the rest of that, just to make sure that is the best decision for you. That's all I got for this particular video. If any of you guys have any kind of comments or thoughts on this, definitely put it in the comment sections below. If you have a question yourself that you would like to ask, make sure you check out nursemoneytalk.com/ask. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up on this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you very soon in that next video.